All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for being present here today. Today we're just going to go over the program. I put together a little presentation to get to know a little bit about me, a little bit about you. You know, we're coming together as a community, and I think it's going to be a good opportunity for us to introduce ourselves, to meet new people. A lot of us already know each other. We're part of the current Origin community, but there are some people who are outside of the Origin community, which I think is so cool. So that'll be an opportunity for us to all connect and then kind of just go in a little bit more deeper into what we're going to be doing in these next 2 weeks of the program. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get the presentation started. All right, welcome to the Spring Nutrition Group program. As many of you know, I'm Alexis, the newest team member at Origin. And I just want to first express my gratitude to each and every one of you for jumping right into something new. I've worked with some people in this program one-on-one, but doing things as a group is new for me, and it might be new for some of you. And I just thank you for being able to have me create space and hold space for all of you to get a kickstart in your nutrition in maybe a different way than what you have already been doing. So a little bit about me. I think it's really important to put myself out there. A lot of you I have seen and met in passing, but I don't get to connect with you on a deeper level day to day. So me, myself, my background is in nutrition science and holistic health. And that's what brought me to Origin, was that Dario was looking for an in-house nutritionist. And at the same time, I was getting my personal training credentials. And so I'm also a personal trainer at Origin on the new side as well. What brought me to want to be a dietitian and also find that niche in holistic health is that through my research and through my studying and through life experience, I see that a lot of chronic illnesses, chronic diseases, but even acute illnesses and disease is caused by not just one single nutrient, one single lifestyle factor, but the mix of sedentary lifestyle, lack of nutritional knowledge, and an abundance of convenience foods, fast foods, fried foods in our Western society, as well as not having a good foothold on stress management. So me finding that like total mind, body, and spirit approach to health is what drives me in my career. And I'm hopefully going to channel all of that throughout this program. And here's just some pictures of me and some of my clients and my coach, Sarah, from our past meet this weekend. Andrew got first place in his class, woo! But it's just me being part of the Origin community, which I am so happy to be a part of. So I'm going to do a little bit of I'm going to do a little icebreaker. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. I kind of want to, or I won't stop sharing my screen, but I'll kind of just call on somebody, or if you want to put yourself out there, go ahead. We are going to be in a group setting for this whole program. So I think it's really, really important for us to get to know each other and connect on a deeper level. So if somebody wants to go ahead, and if not, I'll just start calling out somebody. Just tell us your name. Are you a member of Origin? And if you're not, how did you hear about the program, and what drove you to join this program? All right, I will pick, let's pick Aruna.
I was first on that podium too at the meet, which was completely unexpected for a bit. So my name is Aruna. I am a member of Origin. I think I joined this program mostly out of curiosity, but also to see if I can change some habits. I do cook a lot. We eat in most of the time. And I like the farmers markets and my greens and mostly healthy. I think it's healthy, but I know I have some unhealthy habits, but it's also, I'm terrible at tracking. I hate writing down what I eat. So it's about getting into some good habits, understanding what I eat better. I'm trying to build out some of the recipes because a lot of them are also, some of them are from my grandmother, from my mother, but things that you don't see in the regular convenience food aisles here. But I don't have calorie counts for those. I'm trying to build them out to see if I can get some approximation, but I don't know if I will. So it'll be interesting to see how I can track using that kind of diet as well. And to understand my macros better. I don't know what I eat half the time in terms of macros. So just trying to get a handle on that.
Awesome. Thank you, Aruna. Appreciate you sharing. Let's go to Nimsy if you're able to talk.
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name is Nancy Garcia. I'm not a member of Origin, but I train with Danny in the new space. I've kind of been following him around for some years training. And I also participated in the meet, which is where I think I met Alexis and maybe a few other people here. I was interested in joining the program because as I was training for the meet, I noticed that especially as it came to like protein and nutrition and trying to have food that helped me stay on top of my workouts, I realized I was lacking in that. I do meal prep and I do like to eat more vegetables than proteins. So I'm trying to figure out like how to have a balance, and also how to create easier meals, I guess, because that's been one of the hardest things, is when I cook, it takes me so much time that it makes me not want to cook or, spend more time preparing healthy meals for myself.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Pass the mic to Nick if you're able to talk.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? So hi, my name's Nick. I am a part of Origin. I joined about a month and a half ago or so. For me, I bulked to 200 pounds and never dropped back down. And so I gained like 30 pounds and never dropped it. And so I think, for me, it's about getting some tips and tricks for nutrition, and better eating habits when I'm always on the go. I'm training myself, and then I'm training other people, and then I have my full-time job, and so I'm just here to get a little extra help and support, and to do it with the group, and hold myself accountable.
Nice, Nick. Thanks for that. Let's pass it over to Geraldine.
Hi, everyone. My name is Geraldine. I've been in a part of Origin since I had my second daughter, so like 6 years. I joined this to learn more. I mean, just to gain more knowledge, really, and to learn more of the mental health aspect, and just to have more variety in my, weekly meal preps, not just for me, but like for the kids and tailored to my busy life. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Thank you. Verinia, you want to go next?
Yes, hello, I'm Verinia. I'm not a member of Origin, but I also train with Danny, just like Nimsy. And the reason I joined the program is because, well, just like Nick said, I started bulking, and like I've been having a really hard time getting back down. Like, yeah, I think I've gained like 20, maybe 25 pounds during the bulk, and I'm just having a hard time. So I feel like I need like a little kickstart, and maybe this will help me. And what else? Also, like I do have some like GI issues, and it's been really hard for me to get like to balance everything out, get enough protein in and fiber. So yeah, I just need a little help in that area.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Diane, you want to go? Yes, thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Diane, and I'm not a member of Origin. Chris is my brother, and Geraldine is my sister-in-law, and Geraldine invited me to do this program. She actually asked me to join her in the what was that, Geraldine? The no sugar, no alcohol 45-day challenge thing that she was doing, and which really, I think, set me up this from the beginning of this year on a kind of like a good path towards having healthier, making healthier choices and eating healthier and things like that. I have 3 kids and lead a very busy lifestyle, and we are often both on the go or, you know, doing sports on the weekends. And so it's kind of hard for us to plan good meals and make those good choices when we are so much on the go. So hopefully this will help with that.
Cool, thank you. Little intermission. Dario said, you guys are all members if you're here, certified, for sure. So next we'll do Melissa Maldonado, if you're able to talk.
Hi, everyone. Yes, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here to begin with. My name is Melissa, and I am not a member, but when I was invited by Nimsy to watch her the lift, and then I was inspired by your gym because everybody was cheering everybody up, and then I think I mentioned something to Nimsy about being more aware of what I'm eating recently, because every time we have lunch and we at work, I'm always super busy, and everyone else is super busy, but being aware of what we eat and then how I feel after having lunch or having certain meals. So I feel like I'm ready for a change, because I started small workouts here and there. I feel like I can do okay with the workouts, but then my eating, nutrition, I have some habits that I just recognize, and I'm like, okay, I need to cut these down, or eating a lot of meat. My diet is changing, lactose intolerant. I mean, I had to change my diet recently, and I just want to learn a lot of better habits and about nutrition itself, because I feel like my kids are learning off me, and I feel like it's that time to make those changes. And it just feels right to take this course at this time. And that's the reason why I joined the program. But thank you.
I love that. Thanks for sharing. I think I could speak for everybody. If you were there last Saturday, we all felt inspired after the day ended. It was a good feeling after the meet. All right, after Melissa, we'll do Andrew and then Reina. If you can find the unmute button, Andrew, you know.
What's up, everyone? How's it going? I'm Andrew. I've been a member of Origin since last February, so I've been there for about a year. The reason why I'm joining this program is because I worked with Alexis one-on-one, preparing for the meet that we just did this past last weekend, and I got great results. And you know, I met my body composition goal, but now I have more goals, and I think some group accountability would be great. Something different from the one-to-one that I had with Alexis. So I think that'd be good for me because I like working in a group setting. And also, yeah, I just want to, I'm here for the recipes too. If you guys have like simple stuff, because kind of getting tired of like my own recipes, and a little bit of change would be nice. So.
Cool, thanks for sharing. Last but not least.
Hi guys, my name's Reina. Like Andrew, I joined about a year ago. And honestly, Origin's the one thing in terms of physical activity that I've really stuck with throughout all my life, about jumping about different activities. I just felt like the next step, since I'm like thankfully more consistent in actually doing my physical activity, is to just work on my nutrition more. I definitely feel like I'm still at that point in life where I view meal prepping and grocery shopping and all that sort of stuff as chores. I definitely want to, one of my goals with joining this program is to have a perspective change and to realize it's not just something I need to do, it's something I get to do. And also I feel like I definitely work a lot better in group settings. So I'm excited to work alongside of you for the next 8 weeks.
Cool. Thank you, Raina. Thanks to everybody for sharing and putting yourself out there, introducing yourself to new people. That means a lot. Based on everything that was said, I heard a lot about habits, building better habits, finding variety, and finding balance in the diet, which makes me so happy because next, going into everything about the program, I feel like this is definitely, you all will find something so useful out of this program. So just diving in a little deeper about the program, I feel that it's imperative before dialing into counting calories or finding the right macronutrient ratio for yourself and your lifestyle. It's really important to have a foundation rooted in nutrition knowledge and routine. And that's what I really structured this program around. 4 pillars, and every 2 weeks we'll be focusing on 1 pillar. So to kick off the first 2 weeks, we're going to do habit tracking. And habit tracking is a way to set systems in place that will get us results. And then the next pillar we'll move into in weeks 3 and 4 is creating better food choices. And when we are able to make the better choice with our food, we do create a healthier food environment for not only ourselves, but for everybody that we may live with. I heard that some people want to be able to teach their kids new things, new ways to view nutrition. So that's the type of environment that we'll be making for the communities that we're in that would benefit from that. And then weeks 5 and 6, we'll go into portion control. So getting an awareness of how much we should eat and why based on our lifestyle factor and how to measure foods and going a little deeper into that aspect. On weeks 7 and 8, we'll go into adding variety. This one's really important for me. All of them are really important, but I feel that a lot of people know that they need to get some sort of carbohydrates and protein in their daily meals, but really going in on how to get healthy fats, non-starchy vegetables, and different vitamins and minerals in a plate, and what a balanced plate really looks like. That's what we'll be focusing on in the last 2 weeks of this program. So going a little deeper, what to expect from this program? One, we got weekly Zoom calls, and we're going to kind of decide how we want to structure that as a group, what days and times work best for the majority and for how long. And then the second part of it is DEXA scans. So part of this is trying to get some new body compositions going. So initially, I've talked to Emily at DexaFit in San Carlos, and she's willing to honor to do 2 DEXA scans for $90 total. One, hopefully you guys could get going in the next week or 2, and then we'll do as a baseline scan, and then we'll do one at the end of the program to see how our body may change from the nutritional knowledge that we're gaining and the routines that we're creating for ourselves around nutrition. And then third, Slack communication. I think all of you are on the Slack channel. It's really important, one, because a lot of us, I won't see all of you every day, and some I may never technically meet in person. So really creating that group energy and that community feel in the Slack channel is really important for this program, so we could all share what we're learning throughout the entire 8 weeks. And then for being part of a team, you guys have already put yourself out there, which I'm so happy about. Really just like being vulnerable, and during this 8 weeks, we're going to be sharing challenges, strategies of success, and our own personal experiences, which asks us to be vulnerable in a way. But when we're vulnerable in a group setting like this, that is safe for you to be so, that is how we create space to find solutions together. So yeah, these are what's expected of you as an individual and as a group. Let's see what we got going in the chat. Oh, nice. Cool, Nick. Yeah, if you have a DexaFit, maybe in like the past 1 to 2 weeks, if you've taken one, that'll do as your baseline. So now I'm going to dive deeper into the first pillar of this program, which is creating routine. And creating routine as it relates to your health goals. A good routine is rooted in sustainable habits. And it's really important that we start to incorporate these habits not only in health and training in terms of nutrition and going to the gym, but also in mindfulness. I really want to stress that it is a mind, body, spirit approach in this program. So being able to create a routine around mindfulness, nutrition, and training is really imperative into creating optimal health for your individual life. I believe, in my perspective, that habits are the bridge that take us from where we are currently to where we desire to be and whatever goals you have set out for yourself. And why I stress mindfulness so much, especially in the beginning, one, it's easy if we're, you know, a parent, or we have so many outside extracurriculars, walking the dogs, going to work, working a lot, working 2 jobs, that we get stuck in the hustle of life. But creating space where we honor ourselves and honor maybe the anxieties that we go through day to day, and really just be able to own that, and also take charge in making sure that they don't kind of like run our life, is really important to make sure that one, our bodies are not in a constant state of fight or flight response. People say it's like running from the tiger. We're not supposed to be running from the tiger our whole life. If we are running from the tiger our whole life, we could see an influx in a lot of markers for disease, such as heightening blood pressure and hypertension, and also GI dysfunction and cardiac dysfunction. So when we are incorporating mindfulness practice, we can lower blood pressure, combat anxiety and depression, improve sleep patterns, and alleviate gastrointestinal difficulties. So now you have heard about the importance of routine and how mindfulness and routine is important, but you might be asking yourself, where do I start? I like to structure it that we have a morning routine, which are consisted of outputs, and a PM routine, which is consisted of inputs. And outputs usually involve actions that are going to set the tone for the day. So these can be things such as taking a walk outside before getting your day started, to get some sunlight, or to get some time for yourself before you have to do all these things in your day. Daily affirmations to really set in stone what you want to get from the day. Also structuring your to-do lists and scheduling, so you don't feel like you have all these things in your head and putting the things in your head to paper is sometimes a good way to make sure that they just stay on the paper and don't stay running in your mind. And also journaling any intentions that you might have for the day. On the other hand, we have inputs. So this is kind of coming back into your day, closing out your day in reflection and stillness. And this could be through meditation, breathing exercises, reading, journaling, and gratitude practices. So if you have never done any of these things, I actually have provided a resource that is in the Slack channel, but also in the chat that we got going on in Zoom. I give some examples and some links to really good guided meditations, some affirmations, and breathing exercises, if you kind of just want to get jump started into that with some more guidance. So now you know that we have to create a morning routine and a PM routine created with outputs and inputs, but it's also wise to structure actions for success within these routines. And these are things such as hydrating or eating within the first hour of waking. And on the other hand, at nighttime, we have packing your bags, planning outfits the night before, and then gathering meal and snack items and keeping them together in the fridge for easy access. This way, if you really want to make that morning workout, or if you know that you have to take the kids to school earlier than expected, everything's set in place where you don't feel like you're running around, really rushing to get everything done. And then next, we have screens off for 10 to 30 minutes before going to sleep. And this one's important because if we're watching something really stimulating right up until the moment that we close our eyes and go to bed, it's really hard to get a fully rested sleep. So turning off the screen, if you're not doing it yet, start small, 10 minutes, or if you want to challenge yourself and it's something you've already been doing, you could go ahead and stretch it to 30 minutes. That would be a really wise idea, but also this actually gives you an opportunity to really go in on your night routine when the screens are off as well. So it's a good way to kind of get the kickstart in your night routine going. So in these next 2 weeks, you will be taking all a habit from what I had just presented to you in terms of outputs and inputs and actions for success. I want to guide you to kind of just pick one from every category. Don't pick, oh, I'm gonna journal, walk, and do a daily affirmation in the morning, and then pick another 3 for nighttime. I think it's wise to start small, and then next week when we gather again, we'll all pick another one that we want to incorporate and really just master getting that one in every morning, that one in every night. So I provided a habit tracker as well as one of the resources. And if you want to pick an output and an input and an action for success, so you'll have 3 habits to do over the next 3 weeks. Well, I'm going to check everybody's habit trackers at the end of the week next week when we go into week 2 and see what everybody's been up to and how it's been working for them. Also, every 2 weeks, we're going to do a new challenge, a new nutritional challenge. And this week's challenge is 0 sugar and alcohol. I've also provided a resource that goes in on types of sugars that are in packaged foods and substitutes for them and typical foods that all these sugars are found in. And this might seem a little off-putting for a lot of people. Maybe you put sugar in your coffee or your nighttime tea, you go out for drinks with friends on the weekends, but we are in a program and you will join this program for a reason. And I think challenging yourself to do something different that will benefit you is that everybody's doing together is a great way to get kickstarted in nutrition in a new direction. And also, I'm going to advise everybody, if you could get some sort of movement or training 3 to 4 days a week, that would be awesome. We're going to get a star system going at the gym. If you're remote, I would want you to just pass the message of how many workouts you're getting in a week with me. And every workout, you'll get 1 star. And then if you're adhering to the challenge every day of the week is another star for each day. And then doing the DEXA scans are stars. So at the end of the nutrition program, whoever accumulates the most stars, there will be some sort of prize at the end. So I do want to make it a challenge for everybody, just to make it fun. And now I just kind of sprung up the 0 sugar and the 0 alcohol for the next 2 weeks. So sugar and alcohol kind of get coupled together because alcohol gets processed in the body like white sugar. So I just wanted to educate you a little bit more on what that does in the body and why we're cutting it out. And I think cutting it out for 2 weeks, one, serves as a hard reset for the body, especially if it's something that you're having more often than not. But also, sugar does promote weight gain. Sugar is a highly addictive substance, and it could cause rampant cravings over time and lead us to overeat, because when we have sugar, say more than what we're allotted as a human being from day to day, we can develop cravings that just want us having more and more and more. So it leads us to eating more. And they are empty calories at the end of the day. They have no nutritional value. And this all helps promote weight gain. So if you're trying to lose weight, this could be counterintuitive. Internally, sugar does decrease gut health. It takes away healthy bacteria needed in the gut. And because the gut and the brain have such a strong connection, there's a book that I highly recommend people to read if this topic interests you. It's called This Is Your Brain on Food. And it just goes in on how what we eat really affects our mental health. So having sugar that decreases healthy bacteria that our brains need can lead to cognitive decline and illness, such as depression and anxiety. sugar is also pro-inflammatory, and these are processed sugars. This is not, there's a difference between fruit sugar and processed sugars, and this is the sugar that I'm talking about. When we have an ample amount of processed sugar in the body, it does tell the body to release inflammatory messengers into the blood. So this can cause inflammation, and there's multiple studies that have been done that do say that inflammation is one of the root causes of most chronic diseases that we experience in Western society. And sugar does not always say it's sugar in packaged foods. So I urge everybody to please read your labels when you eat packaged foods, because it is in the most weird things that you would never even think of, like marinara sauce. And this along with maybe 20 other names, which I have put on the sugar guide resource that is in the group chat here and also on Slack. This is what it hides itself as. So we have high fructose corn syrup on there, which a lot of you probably know. Raw sugar, people usually think that it's better for you, but it's just hasn't been grinded down into refined sugar. Still the same effect on the body. And concentrated fruit juice, I feel like that's one maybe not a lot of you may know. I didn't find that out till later. I thought it was more of a natural, while I was studying in my nutrition science classes, I thought it was more of a natural sugar, but it is very much a processed sugar. And here I say conventional honey because conventional honey is cut with a lot of processed sugars, but if you're buying the expensive raw unprocessed local honey from a local market or Whole Foods that has multiple health benefits, including adding gut flora to the gastrointestinal, the GI, as well as fighting allergies. So if you do like honey, raw honey like that, and it helps you with certain ailments in your body, I wouldn't advise you not to eat it. But conventional honey, the ones that you find at the table and, you know, at your local breakfast cafe, is definitely added sugar. And yeah, after this presentation, as we go into these next 2 weeks, please get familiar with these resources. They'll be such a good guide for you to understand what we're doing and why we're doing these challenges and how to do it as well. So that concludes my talking portion of the presentation today. And now we're going to move into more of a discussion. And the two questions that we really want to focus on are: what habits will you implement in these next 2 weeks to improve your health routine? Remember, I said 3 of them: 1 input, 1 output, and 1 strategy for success. And also, do you have any immediate questions about today's topic or things that you want a little more clarity on? And I will put that in the chat because I'm going to stop sharing my screen in a second. But here's how you could stay connected with me. This is my email, alexis@trainorigin.org. And also here's my Instagram, alexisnovat_PT. I think a lot of you guys already follow me. And if you haven't joined the Slack channel, here's the QR code for the Slack channel as well. Thank you for your time. And we're going to kick off the discussion portion now of the meeting. All right. Where's everybody's faces?
Alexis?
All right.
Alexis, could you put up the 3 habits on screen one more time?
Yeah, I'm gonna put down the questions, one that for discussion, and then I will put what habits you're going to be tracking over the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
So does anybody have immediate questions? Anything to clarify on that you might not be too sure of what we're going to be doing these next 2 weeks?
Yeah, I just had a question about the resources that you were sharing. You said that they were on the Slack, but on my end, I can't find them.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what, Nick? I probably didn't add you to that sub channel. It's Leo.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, but they're also in the they're pasted in the chat as well.
Quick question or remark. I think it's worth going over, or maybe getting a verbal or visual commitment to the no sugar and no alcohol. When we did that coming out of COVID, it was because everybody's energy was just trash from everything that had gone on, and we needed a way to kickstart everybody's life and health habits again. And we got results in those 45 days that used to take us 4 months to get. So when you do this intense 8-week focus on something, the results that you get, similar to training to a meet, are maybe results that we never would have been able to access before. So like it's like you said, it might be a burden, or it might seem like imposing to some people, but like it's worth it based on what we've seen. But I think we should make sure everybody's on the same page there, because that habit or those two commitments are really going to kickstart everybody's success here. So who's down? So who's doing this? We in?
So it's no sugar and no alcohol for how many weeks now?
2.
I mean,
whole program you can.
that's like my daily cup of chai. Like that's going to be, yeah.
Hey Alexis, I drink something with stevia in it, maybe like every other day.
Yes,
Where are we at? What are we talking about on stevia consumption? Is it good, bad, safe? Personal question for me.
Yeah, so on one of the resources, the sugar guide resource, I didn't want to just leave you in the dark. Like, I still want to enjoy my cup of coffee or my cup of chai. Monk fruit sweetener, stevia, and dates. I know dates are something you eat, but also if you want that sweetness in your day, dates are an edible form of sweet, but stevia and monk fruit sweetener are definitely forms that you could have and use like sugar without calories or the spike in blood sugar as well.
How about coconut sugar?
Coconut sugar is added sugar.
Damn it. All right.
So Alexis, one of the things, and not from a monk fruit sweetener perspective, there was a recent study that talked about how the additive, because we were looking at monk fruit sweetener, erythritol, I forget what exactly that thing is considered harmful for cardiac health. And that's one reason we didn't go that route. So date syrup is something which is considered okay, or is it just dates?
I could challenge that too, because there's some studies that I've been looking at where they say erythritol is bad for cardiac, promotes cardiac, dysfunction, but with certain things like the damage is in the dosage. If you're having copious amounts of monk fruit sweetener, I would say maybe like, I would have to do the research, but I know that it has to be up there for you to really experience that. But
okay.
At the same time, if it's something that you just want to stay away from, I could look further into I think stevia would be another option for you, but I know the damage is in the dosage for that, because something like that got brought to my attention that also made me want to research how that's possible and how people are still functioning while incorporating these foods into their life. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I think I was just curious because.
Oh yeah, of course. I love that question. Thank you for that.
Anyway, I guess I'll cut out the daily cup of chai, really. So that'll take care of me. Say alcohol is anyway down, so that's the one thing I can cut out. I anyway need to do that.
Okay. And I think that when we are challenging ourselves, we are able to see the limit that we could go to, like not holding ourselves accountable these next 2 weeks. We're not pushing our limit. And when we're able to push our limit, we see these things that we were able to accomplish, which is a great feat. So for example, I'm doing 30 days no caffeine right now, and it seems impossible until it's done, right? And then you could say that, yeah, hell yeah, I did that. So I think it's a cool challenge. And then is everybody clear on like the one input and the one output and the action for success to how to incorporate it? And why we're incorporating it?
I couldn't find those links in the Slack channel.
Okay, I need to make sure everybody's added to that. There's a sub channel we got going on. It's called resources.
Oh, maybe that's what.
Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, everybody's added to that.
I I think on the resources, I'm able to see like the habit tracker and the sugar guide and the output and input, but I wasn't sure about the actions for success that you were talking about.
Oh yeah, I could make that into a resource for sure if you'll find that helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And to elaborate, or just to like circle back on that, actions for success are kind of just setting us up for, you know, our next day or for the day ahead. So like getting up and hydrating first thing in the morning, or eating within the first hour of waking. I find that a lot of people, they skip breakfast when their lifestyle demands that they do eat breakfast, and then later the hunger cues hit hard, and then we tend to overeat, or we experience brain fog and fatigue. So just doing something like that in the morning is a great way to get a good routine going. And conversely, at nighttime, kind of getting your outfits ready for the day, for the next day, your meals ready for the next day, and all gathered in the fridge. So you could kind of just be like, boom, boom, out of there, out of the door in the morning, or take care of the kids in the morning. You got your stuff done. That's an action for success, how you could incorporate that in your night routine. But yeah, thank you for your suggestion. I'm going to make a resource out of that as well.
Are we in the part of sharing our inputs and outputs?
Oh yes, please.
So I think an output that I'll do is just when I wake up, I'll just go take my dog for a walk before I get ready, because sometimes I rush that walk. And maybe I'll just get up a little bit earlier, take my dog for a walk. And then for inputs, I'll try meditation. And I have an app for it, and so I might as well just try it out and then put the phone away and get to bed.
Cool. Yeah, and meditation, it doesn't have to be anything too big. I feel like there's this notion that if it's anything under 30 minutes, then it's not meditation. But starting small and finding those even like 3 minutes of stillness, or where you're just focusing on what you're being guided in the meditation, that's meditation in its fullest effect, even if it's only 3 minutes. So don't feel like you need to do even 10 to 15 minutes of it. Anybody else want to share?
I'll go next. I think in the morning, let me go backwards and do input first, because it starts with the night before for me. I definitely need to prepare things for the next day for 3 people, so 2 kids and myself. That goes for like outfits, packing for the gym, and packing for lunch and pre-workout meals. So I'm just like bag lady all the time. When I go into work, I have like 3 different bags of things. Like I bring my whole house with me. So it's really just prepping the night before. I definitely want to sleep earlier if I can help it. Turning off the screens, and doing breathing exercises or reading. And then in the morning, definitely want to wake up earlier. And I think creating a to-do list for myself would help a lot, especially in the environment that I'm working in now with all the madness going on. I think creating a to-do list will really help with the stress. Yep.
Thanks for sharing. What's the lowest hanging fruit that would make the biggest impact on your day-to-day life, you feel like? And so you could focus in on one, and then maybe, because you got a good list going, but what's the most immediate one that needs your attention, you feel like?
I think preparing at night and to-do list in the morning.
Okay, nice. Okay, so we got an input and an output. So let's let those be the 2 focus, and then next week we'll go in on the rest of the list as well. Sometimes I feel like that it can get overwhelming if we're say, okay, 3 inputs after not really doing it at all. 3 inputs at nighttime and then 3 in the morning, and then you'll start stressing about that when it's supposed to be something that's a little bit more bring you ease and de-stress you, right? So starting small is always good. Anybody else want to share?
I can go ahead. For my input, similar to Nick, I definitely want to hone in on doing more meditation. I'm actually doing this online program right now using Narrow Health. It's free through my insurance, but just wanted to put it out there in case it's a useful tool for anyone else. It's a 12-week program, and they've just been introducing different like bits and pieces. Like the first week was mindfulness. I think this new week is just like a little more on cognitive behavioral therapy, just like pieces on that if you want like more research on these different ways to just implement it into your life. And they do a really good job in making it super approachable. And it's like simple things like, all right, like you're eating a piece of fruit, just like focusing on that for a minute or two. And I've been using it kind of off and on, but I feel like it'll be a good way for me to use it more on a daily basis if I focus in on it as a daily habit of mine to accomplish and just help me settle into the night. In terms of output, similar to my input, it's also something I've been doing off and on, journaling. I feel like on the days I work, because I have to be at work by 5:30, it becomes a challenge because I just, I don't want to do anything. I just want to get up, get dressed, and then go right to work. So I think it'll be a really good way for me to set myself up to ease into the day instead of just doing my usual thing of doing everything last minute and then just going and doing what I absolutely have to do.
Nice. I like that. Creating space for yourself before the day gets going is really important. I think one of the benefits of meditation that I found is that you kind of get reacquainted with your mind. You'll see like, why is my mind drifting into these things? Why am I thinking this way too? So I feel that is one of the huge benefits of meditation. You just getting familiar with your own thinking patterns. I feel that's something that we don't even realize that we do, why we think the way we think. So that's nice that you're going to incorporate that at nighttime. So at the end of next week, is Sunday usually seeming like the day that that the meeting time works for most of us around this time? I have to ask the rest of the group, but it was a majority vote by a landslide. So if you want to we want to keep it at this time on Sundays for our weekly check-ins, that would be good. Okay, got a thumbs up from Geraldine. Thank you. Yeah, I'll send out another survey, but after this week, maybe take notes on what you're struggling with in terms of like the challenges, 0 sugar, 0 alcohol, incorporating your habits, and what's also setting you up for success, like how you're getting through habit tracking and also omitting 2 major things from your life. And then at the end of the week, we'll reconvene and also share our experience as well to continue to build off of one another. So take mental or actual notes of that. That could even be a way that you journal or set aside time for yourself as well. If we don't have any more questions, I think we're in the clear to wrap it up. And if you guys have questions in the next few days to come, you know where to find me on the Slack channel. Ask your peers. You could ask me. We're all in this together. I'm really excited to have this group going. This is a great group. And this is about only half of us, which is cool. All right. Were you going to say something?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm just playing around with the Zoom controls. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're okay. Well, all right, everyone. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to be here, to be present in this